Alright, recap time. Damn. Not gonna lie, I got cooked today. I got cooked. Can't lie. Full transparency. Gonna go over what happened today. Everything that I did. How I'm feeling. And all of that. News today at 9 a.m. Jolts. And yeah. Waited for that to drop to take a trade. And yeah. So, well, I'm gonna try to make this I'm trying to make this 10 minutes or less. I don't want to get caught up yapping and stuff, so let's get straight into it. Overview of the trading day. I took 2 trades, which is not common. It's not against my rules to take 2 trades. I allow myself to take 0 to 2 trades, or if you want to say 1 to 2 trades a day. For situations like this is why I took another trade. It wasn't based on revenge trading or anything like that. So I de-risked all as well for the second trade. I de-risked to like half of my drawdown. But let's just get into the trade. Coming to the day, I was I don't remember what I was actually. But I was just looking at market and just viewing it, see what we were in. We're in bullish order flow. I also had a final this morning at 7:30 a.m., which is brutal. I had to wake up at 6 and all that, get ready, and then ended up finishing the final really quick in like 20 minutes because it was pretty easy. It was like the Quizlet that I studied. But yeah, the plan was to, after I take the test, just go to the library on campus and trade. But since I was done really early than I expected, I was just like, I can go home. So I got home like 15 minutes before market open, which is perfect. But yeah, not to get carried away like I always do. Coming to today, I didn't really have a bias. Obviously marked out all my highs and lows from the sessions, Asia, from London and all that. So simply just waited for my model to present itself. Market open, came in, took out these hourly lows on the Nasdaq. We made equal lows on the S&P, and we did not hit these lows, not even close for hitting these lows. And so I was like, okay, we can have a liquidity sweep and a potential long entry, but I obviously was waiting for news to drop at 9 a.m. with this red dotted line. And yeah, I was just waiting. So as I was waiting for news to drop, we actually hit this high on the S&P. So I was like, okay, this is also my setup into the other direction. So since the Nasdaq was the leading index in this SMT, because the Nasdaq did not hit that hourly low or that hourly high that the S&P did. So then in turn we create a S&T. And then yeah, so after that we got a high time frame liquidity sweep, which happened on ES. 2 are 5-minute confirmation, 5-minute SMT, bearish SMT. 3 are 5-minute continuation, which is retracement into equilibrium. It wasn't the best looking retrace. Obviously I would want to kind of see us just like close above and then reacting off of that, coming into equilibrium and then breaking structure or some sort of order flow to our direction. But you can't really pick and choose, in my opinion. You gotta, market's offering you a potential setup, and equilibrium was based on these range highs or these range lows. Technically it isn't a low, but that's still equilibrium. I'm still gonna mark that out like I always do. From these 1-minute highs, these 1-minute lows, and then yeah, price comes into equilibrium right here, and I was waiting for price to break structure, to come in equilibrium, close above equilibrium, and also break structure, so we can look for a break of structure or IVG for our entry to the direction where we want. And this is something to learn from. I mean, it can be either or. Like, I could wait for that, or like I did today, I just kind of like saw, okay, you know, we're showing like some bearish pressure, selling pressure out of equilibrium, and so after some time, after these two candles, and then in the middle of this 1 minute candle, I entered. So as you can see, I mean, during this 1 minute candle, we were like kind of dumping. I was like, okay, this could be like, this could be our time to enter. Good entry. We're getting displacement. This is also why I don't like entering a trade during a candle, like during when a 1 minute candle is forming, because this exact reason. Like this was looking good, and then it ended up being a bullish candle, and a rejecting off bearish, or rejecting the bearishness, I guess you can say. And so, yeah, there's something to learn from. Maybe I just have to wait for 1 minute structure be broken into the opposite direction, and then so we can get that confirmation. Because let's say if we hypothetically waited for that, right? We never got to break a structure. I mean, I was looking at it, I was waiting for it the whole time, and we didn't even touch profit in this whole trade, which is crazy. It sucks. Instead of, or except for when we actually entered the trade, we were like in profit for like a couple seconds. But yeah, we were just allergic to be in profit. I don't know. Market just did not. I got cooked today. I take responsibility for today. Full responsibility. I accepted the risk. Especially when I took that second trade, I accepted the risk that this could possibly be a loser, and I lose two trades today, which I'll go into in a moment. But yeah, let's say if we waited for break of structure or IFVG, see, we've got an IFVG right here. We inverse this gap, but that is not what I want to see after respecting this gap so many times and then finally validating it. So we would have never got an entry, if I'm being honest. So we ended up getting stopped out. Let's right here. Ended up getting stopped out right there. I thought we were gonna get saved, but can't have that expectation. Trying to save myself with this emoji. Let's just delete this. But let's get into the second trade. So it was based on the same idea. So in my head, I was like, I could get stopped out, but market move into my direction that I wanted to, which I thought that could have happened today. Because, you know, we get stopped out, we are liquidity, you know, market stop hunts us, whatever. But yeah, but with that, we made a 5 minute SMT into our direction, a 5 minute bearish SMT. So I was like, shit, all right. All right. I like that displacement right there. Cool. And then we get a break of structure, and I was like, bet, I'm gonna enter that. I like that. This could be just a typical stop hunt and then go into the direction it wants to. But yeah, ended up just getting cooked within 5 to 6 minutes. Literally in 5 minutes. So it is what it is. I mean, I'm saying this again, but I just got cooked. That's just how it is. All right, I'm at 9 minutes now, wrapping it up. So I lost 745. Now I'm obviously 742 away from blowing this XFA. I got my payout. My payout request went through yesterday, and it was a great feeling. $1,480 dollars. So that feels good. Got my ROI on this XFA. I do plan on scaling up, but I'm still. Damn, dude. How does 10 minutes go by so quick? I feel like I want to talk way more. I don't care. I'm going to talk how much I want to. But the plan is just to either get another payout for this account or blow it and then scale to 3 accounts. I already have 1 account pass that I'm waiting to activate. So I just had to buy 2 more accounts. Or really 1 more if I can just keep this account. So we'll see how it goes. But first trade I risked it like exactly, near exactly 100, a little over 100, probably like 104. Damn, a little over 500, so like 505, and then count for fees. And then for the second trade, I risked it about. It's in my Notion. I risked it about 232, so that checks out. I wrote how I was feeling, full transparency. After I got stopped out, I'm gonna read what I wrote. Not gonna lie, this loss feels annoying. I know you shouldn't feel good or bad about a trade, but I'm just being real. I know it's part of the model, but that's simply how I feel right now. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend I'm happy or anything. It is what it is. As I'm typing this, I entered a second trade, not based on revenge trading. I got stopped out, and there was a 5-minute bearish SMT now in my favor, looking like I'm gonna get stopped out again, which I did. I accept the risk. I accept the risk and the responsibility of the outcome of these trades. It is all on me. Not gonna lie, I got cooked. For some odd reason, now I feel better. Yeah, after that second trade, I kind of felt better for some reason. I just like, I kind of accepted it, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, I said, don't get me wrong, it still sucks that I lost 2 trades today, but it was my mono and I accept the risk and responsibility. And then, yeah, I wrote right here, I got all my confluences, but then I said, did not need 1 minute confirmation because market was already in bearish order flow. And then in parentheses, I put could have waited for a break of structure to the upside and then wait for an IAVG or a break of structure to the downside. And then in this learning tab, maybe on the retrace, wait for a structure. Basically the same shit. So, you know, it sucks. It definitely sucks. I don't know what the plan is for risk-wise for this XFA now. So do I just risk a quarter of my drawdown? I mean, that's like 100 something. 185. Do I really want to risk that? I don't know. I might risk 250 or 500, honestly. I'm really not tripping if I blow this. I got my ROI. I kind of want to reset so I can like start all 3 accounts on the same pace, risk the same, so I don't have to like go back and forth and all that. So there's that. I might honestly just full port it if I'm being honest, because you can't get too attached with XFAs. That's what I've learned from watching profitable people on YouTube. They said don't get attached to XFAs, just get it right back, you know. And that's the approach I'm taking now. I can't take a while to pass the evals. Can't take a while. I can't really take a while to pass the evals, and then I can't be too attached to XFAs and be scared. So that is it for this video. I also took on the live. I upped the risk on the live, so I'm risking like about 300 to 350 a trade, so that's about 3% of the account per trade. And it's not ironic. First trade I up my risk on the live or anything in general, I lose. So, you know, it's not a coincidence, bro. I said in the last video I didn't want to up my risk because I just tend to lose when I up my risk for some reason. So 470, so I risked it about, I put in my Notion. First trade I risked about 340, and then, oh yeah, by the way, the second trade was on the S&P, because since we made a 5-minute SMT, ES is now the leading index. So that is the reason why I took it on S&P. We can go right here. Took the same trade, all that, and that was really it. So we can see I risked 4 contracts. We put 4 right here. Yeah, I risked about 340 on this account or this trade, and then we can go on this. Can't believe it's already 15 minutes in the video, almost 3, and then I risked about way less than half. That's about half of 250. So, because I was so used to risking 250 on this, so, and it was happening so fast too. See this candle, and then just like, dude, Yeah, I just got cooked today, man. That's the best way I can put it. Literally, I was not in profit at all. It's got to be like one of the worst trading days I've ever had in terms of just like how it played out. But I accept the risk. It is what it is, and just got to move on. This is trading. You're going to have some good days. You're going to have some not so good days. It's how you respond, and that's how you react off of it. And you're going to let it affect you in the future. Am I going to let it affect me tomorrow, the next day, and not? I'm not going to let it affect me. Are you, though? That's the question. Tomorrow's FOMC. I'm not going to be trading. Not even going to look at the charts. Maybe look at it, but not going to trade. Just personal preference. And also, I need to study a lot tomorrow. And then Thursday should be a trading day. I have another final tonight at 5:30. And then I have my last two finals are Thursday, 3 o'clock, and then 5:30. So almost done. And yeah, God bless, baby.